I want to tell you about the day I graduated from college. I graduated from Allegheny College. It was 1990. My grandfather was there, which was a big, big deal because no one in my family had ever successfully graduated. I had cousins and other folks before me that were going to school. Nobody graduated. So to have my grandfather there was a really powerful moment for me. It was Allegheny College. It was in Meadville, Pennsylvania. It was a beautiful sunny day. So it was a small liberal arts school of about I graduated with maybe about 250, 350 kids. I can't really remember how big it was. And my brother was there. And that was also a big deal because he had dealing with some of his own personal issues and woes. And it was really wonderful to have him there. Even wrote on my senior thesis to my brother Jeff, whose life decisions have helped me make this possible. And it was cool, being there with my mom. My mom's no longer with me, so to have my mom there was also kind of completed it. And I remember sitting in the audience, listening to the speaker. One of them was we all got these books on Ida Tarbell, who was the first muckraker. Kind of like a women's liberation feminism movement in the 1920s, I believe. I can't remember exactly what it was for her, why we all got those books, but I think she went to Allegheny. I think that's what it was. And I can't remember who our speaker was, but I just do remember it finally being over, college being over, and and the week before college was a blast. I had a great time with all kinds of friends. We kind of blew it out beforehand. So I remember also one final moment when I saw my brother, giving him a huge hug and breaking down a little bit. And the two of us kind of standing there looking at each other, and my friend, whose name was escaping me, I can't think of her name, but she walked over to give us a hug, and she's like, "Oh, I don't want to interrupt this moment." And it was a really powerful day for me. First to graduate from in my family, having my grandfather there, who was so important to me, and my mom there, and my brother Jeff, who was sober at that time. And it was powerful. I'll never forget it. Thanks.
And is there any reason why, when you began telling the story, you leaked a micro-expression of disgust? Right when you started telling the story.
Well, it could be because, looking back, had I known about some other schools out there, maybe University of Virginia would have been a school I would have looked at. I was just in LA, and I stumbled upon the campus at UCLA, and I was like, oh my God, this is a beautiful place. So Allegheny was where I needed to be at that time, but had I had the chance to look bigger, I would have maybe looked at the University of Virginia and maybe like a school out west, and how might that have transformed my perspective a little bit where I lived growing up.
Is there any reason why, when you were telling your story as well, you began to actually literally pull and scratch at your ear, on your right ear, pull and scratch at it while you were telling your story and trying to think?
None that I can think of. Nothing that, might have been maybe a self-touch gesture, as I was talking a little bit about family and who was there and some of the emotion that comes up when I think about, my brother and some of the stuff he's dealt with. And
so as a fellow body language expert, you're using this word called self-touch gesture, which is
right.
also called a pacifier or manipulator. It's any time a piece of our body touches another piece of our body. Right. Those usually increase with stress. So why would you be stressed sharing that story?
Because I'm a pretty private person. I don't really share a lot of my family's story on camera. So this is something for me, letting down my guard a little bit, something I'm working on.
You don't really share, or you don't share? It's interesting language you're using.
I don't share really a lot of my personal.
But you're saying it like a question. I don't share really. Like you're. Why the ambivalence? Why you're kind of saying one thing, but then the words you're using and your tone are coming across as a different message.
Well, if anything, I'm working on sharing more. Just like being okay with just putting it out there, wherever it falls, wherever the chips fall, whatever people think, that's fine.
Really?
Really? Really? Yeah, it's hard for me.
Why are you laughing now when I say really?
Because it's hard. No, it's because I know it's a language we use to elicit more conversation from somebody.
Is there something you want to get off your chest?
Yeah. It's hard being on this end, being questioned by the premier body language expert.
All right, let's see if the people at home can guess it right.
Good luck.